welcome to a very, very special stream that I've been waiting on doing for a very, very long time. You're probably wondering, wait, it's really been 10 years since you made your account? Yeah, it actually has. So, I would say that this was made during a very unfortunate time. You see, in the original description for the stream, I originally wanted to say that this coincidentally also happened to have been made on the, well, I, how about you join me? So the story of Dragostar 534, or as I had to correct it to Dragostar because apparently numbers don't count. Weird. Actually, yeah, they do count if it's like 10th or something like that. Anyway, the whole story about my PSN account all started on this very day 10 years ago. And to say that it was good timing would be, well, it's wrong. You see, 10 years ago was also the same day as the infamous Sandy Hook shooting that happened. I don't remember much about what happened, but all I can say is it was very tragic, and it's something that many people still think about nowadays, but we're not focused on that, even though it is still very unfortunate timing. What we're talking about is yours truly, Dragostar 534. This all started that same day where I had come downstairs because I heard my Pamela talking because she was watching the TV downstairs where I found out about the shooting. It was my first time having heard about it, and it was extremely tragic to hear about it because, you know, this was an elementary school. So it was extremely sad. So naturally I did what any person my age would do. I started playing video games to take my mind off it. And the very thing that got my mind off it was the very game that kickstarted Dragostar 534, PlayStation Home. Now, in case you're wondering if PlayStation Home will ever make a comeback officially, I still believe it will. Maybe not today, but sometime in the near future, it is definitely a possibility. However, I decided to play this game because there are some similarities such as character customization and the ability for you to explore different places. But yeah, PlayStation Home was the very first thing I tried out after I made my PSN account. So what happened was I booted up my PS3 and I remembered seeing PlayStation Home initially when I got it, and at the time I didn't even have a PSN account because this was a year prior. Like almost a year prior, because I got my PS3 in 2011. Because almost a year later, I looked at the PlayStation Home description and it was talking about what it was, and I was like, huh, I ought to check this out. Only to find out that I needed a PlayStation Network account. As it turns out, what I would end up experiencing would forever change my life. For when it told me to make my account, I couldn't really think of a name. I couldn't really think of any meaningful name at all, like, you know, Rex Wolfen PSN1 or something like that. Which, fun fact, I actually have another PSN account that I made back in 2020 named Rex Wolfen PSN1. But that's not a reference to that, it's just I made it not necessarily as a backup, but more like just if I want to use it. So it's sort of like an alternate account, but not a backup. It's just an alternate. But I haven't had a chance to use it yet. Um, but anyway, so I made the account, and how I ended up deciding on dragostar 534, it was just off of a whim. It was just some random spur of the moment. So dragostar 534. Then I went on to do the tutorial, and I got to learn what PlayStation Home was, which was a community-driven social networking gaming platform, whatchamacallit. And it was really cool, you know. I got to check out the Christmas event going on. I get to play mini games, stuff like that. It was a whole lot of fun. But if you're looking beyond that, dragostar 534 has become more than just someone who has had a humble beginning on PlayStation Home. Since then, I've been moving on to bigger and better games like this game you're seeing here, Grand Theft Auto. I've played my fair share of single-player games like Horizon. I played God of War. I played a little bit of DS3. I've played lots and lots of games since then. But the one thing that I will always remember is the meaning of dragostar 534. This is going to sound incredibly crazy to say, but I kid you not, dragostar 534 and me joining the PlayStation Network was my very first experience of playing online on a console. Ever. I've seen my cousin Jacob do it on his old Xbox 360 back in the day, but that wasn't me personally playing it, it was me watching someone. So to actually experience it with my own eyes and my own hands, and through such a unique experience in the form of PlayStation Home, it really changed me because it introduced me to a big community of really cool people who, you know, are there to help one another and play games, maybe maybe trash talk every once in a while. But it's much more than that. Meaningful moments, and heck, it's the very same PlayStation account that you've seen, you know, on YouTube. If you've ever seen my old streams on my PS4, you might have even seen my old GTA Online streams back in the day. Whenever I was still starting up, I was kind of nervous about it, but now I've gathered the confidence to, you know, actually stream and not be so nervous anymore. And the fun thing is, the very funny thing is, I'm playing the very game that kickstarted my YouTube channel that you're seeing right now, Fur Plays. And that was done quite literally, I think it was 4 years, or no, not 4. It was like 3.5 years after I had made my PSN. But, yeah, so dragostar 534, or just in the description and the title of the stream, dragostar, because I had to remove the numbers to make it actually be applicable to the stream. It's more than a name for me. The name may seem a little goofy at first, but when you consider the meaningfulness of how much this account has meant to me, you know, the friendships I've made, the memories I've had, the fun adventures I've gotten to go on, whether it be online or maybe just a single player game, it's something that I will always cherish, and I'm really glad that I made this account, because if it hadn't have been for my curiosity with PlayStation Home, I wouldn't have a PlayStation Network account, or at least not for a while. So that fateful day, which also happened to be the day of a very unfortunate shooting that happened, it was a day that changed my life for the better. Because bear in mind, I was in high school. High school, obviously, is something that many people dread or love, or both. For me, it was a bit of both. I had some ups, some downs, and stuff like that. But the one thing that kept me from losing my sanity was coming home every single day I could, playing on my PS3, you know, playing on PlayStation Home or any other online games I could play on the PS3 now that I had a PSN, and seeing what fun stuff people were up to. And again, I know dragostar 534 is a bit of a goofy name if you see it for the first time. In fact, you might even be inclined to believe that it's a little kid that made it. But bear in mind, I was 15. This now 25-year-old celebrating the 10-year anniversary of something that would turn out to be one of the most important decisions in his life has never looked back. Because ever since I joined PlayStation Network, I've made countless memories and have met countless friends. And it's all because of that game, PlayStation Home. And speaking of that, if it ever does come back, I just want y'all to know, I will be more than glad to stream it the day that it comes out, in memory of the very same moment that I played it all those years ago. But I do have a backup plan. So, I've mentioned this on stream, you know, like on my streams where I've streamed on my PC. I am, in fact, going to be getting a new PC in the near future. I'm pretty much almost there, a couple hundred to go. I have like 800 saved up. But what I might end up doing is I might get RPCS3 on that and play PlayStation Home on there, because there's a group called Destination Home, which has made it to where you could play online and stuff, and I'm pretty sure it'll work the same way. I should also mention that I have a PS3. Like I got my PS3 back from my uncle, because after I got my PS4 back in 2014, he bought my old PS3, and I think early this year he gave it back to me, but it turns out that the CMOS battery is dead, so I might end up having to use that new PC when I get it. But I'm saying this now, if PlayStation Home does end up coming back, because there's a lot of evidence that supports it, I will happily stream that day one and talk fully about my memories with home. And by the way, I saw that someone joined. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing pretty good myself, although I forgot to turn on my fan. Alright. There we go. Also, sorry if the audio is a little weird. It's because I don't have a headset or any kind of like extra. Yeah, so this whole stream is dedicated to the 10 long years that I've dedicated to this. What the heck was that? I thought I heard my phone go off or something. Like, I thought I heard a voice. What I'm trying to say is, throughout these 10 long years, I've made plenty of friends, experienced new things. I've definitely had my fair share of good memories, bad memories. Yeah. But more often than not, it's been really good stuff that I've been through. And again, I'm really glad that I made this account on that day, even if it wasn't a good day overall, because again, it was the same day as the Sandy Hook shooting, so obviously that's not really something to be happy about, but I should say that this was all purely coincidental because I made the account to sort of... It was purely because of the fact that I was curious about PlayStation Home and all the other stuff that I could do on PlayStation Network. And so that's how I came up with the name dragostar 534. It was a random name that I decided to come up with. It wasn't a randomly generated name either. I didn't use one of those random generators. It was just a name that I made up, like, just off the top of my head. And I will admit, I was teased at first about that, but that's not a bad thing, because it's just people who saw my name and they're like, dragostar 534, what a goofy name. Honestly, I don't care, because it's my username. I don't care. I don't mind. It's fine. Wait, people can hear me, right? Hold on. I'm gonna go onto YouTube on my phone and see if, hopefully the audio works. Right? Come on. Yep, it does. Good. Anyway, so here's to you, dragostar 534, otherwise known as me. I think I should just say thanks to everyone. Thank you to my subscribers on YouTube for being awesome and supporting me throughout all these years on the third place side of things. But moreover, thank you to my fans on PlayStation for... Did I just say fans? I meant friends. I don't know why I said fans. Thank you to my friends on PlayStation for giving me such amazing memories after all these years, and to my friends who are still stuck on PS4, I apologize for leaving you guys behind, and I promise you that when you guys eventually get a PS5 yourself, we can catch up and make good times again. Because honestly, that's one of the things I love about having this account, is just the amount of friends I've made, the good memories I've had. It's just, there's so much to talk about. But this stream is more about celebrating the 10 years that this account has been around. Now you're probably wondering, well, wait a minute, why didn't you do a stream on the, 5th anniversary? Which, that was in 2017, and that was, I think that was the year after I started doing streams in third place. I guess it just slipped my mind, but I did remember that this year was the 10th anniversary, so I didn't want to forget this time. So, yeah. Anyway, so, again, thank you very much to everyone, whether you're on PSN or if you're just a subscriber of mine on YouTube. Thank you for the amazing memories that you've given me and the fun times I've had. And moreover, thank you to my almost said fans, my friends on PlayStation. I think it's because of the fact that I'm like talking about two things at once, so I'm getting mixed up and confused. But thank you to my friends on PlayStation for the fun times, whether I met you on PlayStation Home or on GTA or any other games, There's always some way I've met people, and it's always been through very positive experiences, like someone, like, say for example, and I'm just using this as an example, so this never happened to me, but say, you meet someone in GTA, and you're having trouble on a certain mission, and someone overhears you on the game chat, and so they think, you know what, maybe I should help this person out. And so you ask them for help, and they help you out, and you turn out to be really good friends. You get along well, you continue playing the game together, and it's stuff like that. That's, you know, having great times together, having fun, playing games, you know, sharing the same love of the same kind of games. Because again, GTA 5 here, GTA Online rather, that was basically what kickstarted my YouTube channel. Because for the longest time, the channel had already been around for a while, and I did technically upload something like a year or two before that. But it was this game on PS4 when I streamed it. Admittedly, of course, I was a little nervous, but that's with anyone's first time doing that, so yeah. Anyway, yeah, so I think with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and, well, I think I'm gonna go ahead and call things here. Like I said, this was supposed to be a celebratory stream, so I wasn't gonna have a super long stream. I tend to not try to do that unless it's a certain event going on, like you know, like the Game Awards last week. That was like over 3 hours. Yes, this thing is slow handling flags. But yeah, so this has been 10 whole years of Dragostar. And I have to say, these have been the best damn 10 years of my life. I've made lots of good friends, I've had lots of good times, I've experienced things that I'm happy about, you know, it's just a whole laundry list of things that I've been through, and more on the positive side. I've had a few bad things, like I've lost friends for dumb reasons, but you know what though? That's all life. Life is like that. But we're here to celebrate, damn it. So, with that being said, again, thank you very much for stopping by the stream. It wasn't going to be super long. It was just meant to celebrate the 10-year milestone that I've reached with this account. And I hope to make many more memories with it, because honestly, the story of how I went from just some average guy, you know, a 15-year-old who was playing a social interaction video game where you hang out with people and play games and stuff, all the way to right here, playing on the newest DLC of GTA Online, which, yes, I do plan on streaming GTA Online on here again, don't worry. It'll be in the near future. But more than that, this whole journey has just been a joyride, and I really can't thank, again, first of all, my friends on PlayStation, finally I said it right, and you guys on YouTube, and Twin of YouTube. But anyway, again, thank you very much, and I hope you all have a great night or day, depending on where you live. And yeah, see you later.